I wouldn't have been so, so adamant about it if I didn't see all these connections between not only the Bible, but what the early church fathers had to say in regards to the Antichrist. So I believe we're in that last hour, so to speak, when there is the utmost height, if you will, of world problems. This is where the Antichrist steps out on the stage and says, this one particular Catholic prophecy, the message of Fatima, Father Malachi Martin indicated, and the third secret of it hasn't been revealed. There's basically three secrets to it. The third secret basically details the apostasy and overtake of the Catholic Church, infiltration by Marxists, Masons, and what are called modernists, who are basically pseudo-Catholics, like the Joe Bidens. Like, if anyone really thinks Joe Biden is Catholic or Nancy Pelosi, you got another thing coming. I've been warning my people about bird flu because I think that's the one that they're going to indefinitely lock down people on.
Found myself talking about politics way more than I intended to or wanted it to. Believe me or not, I really didn't necessarily plan to do that. But since current events and since media seems obsessed with making everything political, that's kind of how it went. But I've been praying for an opportunity to talk on other subjects, particularly about my faith. And so as luck would have it, or divinity would have it, I was able to meet Eric.
TradCatKnight.org. It's short for a traditional Catholic. And the reason why it's Knight is because a part of my family heritage, we've got a linkage going back to several European noble houses and prolific knights, Polish knights. So that's the reason why that's kind of incorporated into that. But I grew up on the Jersey Shore. Let's see, ex-basketball athlete, love sports, love working out, love being active, love being healthy. Lived all over Chicago, Raleigh, North Carolina. My mainstay, though, here is in the Ohio Valley area. And graduated from a low-key Catholic college, got an undergrad in business, master's degree in business, almost went on for my doctorates down in Florida, but decided to stay like on the corporate route kind of thing. I've run successful businesses all my life. And as luck would have it, as you were kind of mentioning out, you kind of never know what path God's going to take you on. And I thought all this useless knowledge that I had, like on Catholic eschatology or Bible prophecy, on general New World Order kind of stuff, I thought it was all, not going anywhere, at that time, many years ago. But here we are, and been doing this now 10 years, a decade, 8 years behind a paywall. So I always kind of get a kick out of people who are, saying they're being censored for like the last year just due kind of to COVID. Well, I've been behind a paywall for 8 years because they were pulling down my stuff, because I've been trying to keep people ahead of the headlines. Like when Event 201 came out, we kind of saw the writing on the wall. We warned people. A fresh headline too, by the way, Christy, I've been warning my people about bird flu because I think that's the one that they're going to indefinitely lock down people on.
You are someone that, as far as we're going to be talking about prophecy and predictions, you're someone that really believes we're going to see an acceleration with control.
Everything. Yeah. And especially this fall, it'll be a doozy of a fall. So they're fake Catholics out there. But he indicated that not only were there going to be widespread pandemics and epidemics, but there would be one in particular that would wipe out whole nations overnight. Like you wake up one day, all of Cuba gone, like everyone's gone type of thing. So that's where, I've been dumpster diving into stuff that lasts like 20 plus years, researching and kind of piecing it all together. And I think it's quite clear what the New World Order is trying to do with this great reset, transition on everyone over into this beast system, which everyone's going to have to be microchipped in the very least. So the VAX is a part of it. The microchip is a part of it. Tattoo ID is a part of it. But then the last piece, and I'll throw one little tidbit. And again, we're going to kind of be all scattered brain because there's just so much to talk about. What most people are missing is when the one world religion is formalized, when this biblical false prophet character shows up, who's going to be the sidekick to the Antichrist, they're going to have a whole new set of initiations. So in the Catholic Church, there's 7 sacraments. And quite honestly, I don't know what other denominations have at this point. They're going to switch over in Rome to a 5-step initiation program, much like Freemasonry or some other secret societies would have. And one of those initiations is going to be what Saint Hildegard in the Catholic Church forewarned about, like in the 16th or 17th century. She said it's a counterfeit baptism. So when everyone kind of talks about the mark of the beast, we're all thinking like economics and all that stuff, which is sort of an after effect of you having to bear a mark, right, of the Antichrist, who then points to Lucifer as sort of your source, if that makes sense. So you're buying into the new religion, you're handing yourself over to the Antichrist and Lucifer, and this is where, in accordance with Catholic prophecy, people literally become possessed if they're not already possessed. You're going to get all kinds of problems with your body, boils, and all kinds of stuff will be happening. But more importantly, you lose your soul. It's a sin you never come back from. So that's why I'm trying to actively work as hard as as hard as we can to get the word out. And it should be a no-brainer for any Christian out there to not take this thing. But this is what we're on. This is what they're talking about with this great reset and transitioning everyone over to this cashless society CBD system, in which they can just turn off now. We're just finding that out. They can just turn it off if they, if you score too low on your social credit score or whatever it may be down the road. So we encourage community building. I know you and I were talking off air about what you're going on down there. I'm currently looking at getting a community started here. There's a lot of communities popping up, folks, because cities, coastlines are not going to be safe in accordance with scripture and prophecy. So I believe we're in that last hour, so to speak, when there is the utmost height, if you will, of world problems. This is where the Antichrist steps out on the stage and says, okay, this is how we solve, the health side. This is how we solve climate change. This is how we solve all the Agenda 2030 stuff. So that's why they have to get it to a point of such chaos and confusion to where people get so desperate and they finally will just give in and say, okay, we're going to take this path.
I'm sure you've heard of people attacking the Catholic Church, saying that,
Sure.
The Pope is false and that the Antichrist might come out of the Catholic Church. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, it's a great point. First and foremost, what Catholic prophecy indicates, and actually even what Scripture indicates in 2 Thessalonians 2:3, St. Paul talks about a revolt to happen shortly before the Antichrist. We believe this has happened inside the Catholic Church, which this Second Vatican Council that happened in the early 1960s. Essentially, everything not everything, quite a bit of what the Catholic Church had always condemned previous to 1960s are now being taught by the supposed Catholics who maintain the hierarchy right now. So again, it goes back to the notion of an infiltration of the church. So you got someone like Francis, who I've been open about. I think he's a high-ranking Freemason, 33rd degree Freemason. He knows what he's doing. So I was the first in Catholic media to say he was an anti-pope, and just kind of give you a quick backdrop on that. In Catholic Church history, there are what is known as false popes, a false pope who would oppose a true pope type of scenario. And I was the first to come out in Catholic media and indicate that he was a false pope that was leading people into this formalized one world religion. And I said a lot more people would catch on. And you have like Archbishop Vaganos, and you have all these other people that like I'm more or less aligned with that are now saying it, including Father Paul Kramer or whatnot. But to get back to your original question, it's an infiltration of the church. So much like in Scripture, the Scripture with the synagogue, those who say they are Jews, but they are not. Okay, so we have Catholics who say they are, but are not. Right. So, Pelosi's and the Bidens and even Francis can say they're Catholic. And by the way, if I ever met Francis face to face, I would just tell him you're not Catholic. It's quite easy. This is what the Catholic Church teaches. This is what you're saying. You're automatically excommunicated from the church on the basis of your false doctrine. Wow. It's simple. It's as simple as that. So they've been overtaken. They're obviously creating this false church, which in accordance with Catholic prophecy, Blessed Anna Emmerich, if you all want to get a good read. I'm not sure if you all have you seen The Passion of Christ by Mel Gibson, the movie? Okay, well, Mel Gibson is a traditional Catholic. His father used to go on I think it was InfoWars with Alex Jones as a state of a contest at that time, meaning he believed that there wasn't any true pope reigning from 1960 or whatnot. But Mel is same boat as me. I've been trying to get him on my show, actually. But, the bottom line and all this, folks, that, we're going to see some tough times for anyone who bears the Christian name, but then ultimately the church will be triumphant after this period.
This is just a portion of my report. If you'd like to see the full thing, you can always see my full unmodified reports and interviews on my website, klim.news or freenews.news. Explore the other truth bombs while you're there and support free speech.